Hi there, welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm Angela, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a few patterns that I've been looking at to make up as a holiday dress. If that sounds interesting, stay tuned. Hey y'all, thanks so much for tuning in. As I mentioned in the intro, I have been kind of eyeballing some holiday dress patterns. I am not sure if I'll be making up a holiday dress for myself yet or not. I'm not sure if I'll really be going anywhere that I would be appropriate to wear a dress in, so to speak. Still, it's kind of fun to look at the patterns. Who doesn't love looking at sewing patterns? It kind of dreaming up like the beautiful dresses that we can make. So I have found a few that I think might make a great holiday dress. And I kind of, when I was looking at these and choosing the patterns to share with you guys, they kind of run like the full spectrum from really dressy, almost formal, to a little bit more casual. But if you made them out of a like a fancier fabric, they would be like a fancy dress, but the pattern still being pretty simple. So if you guys are ready, let's take a look at them. The first one is V 1983 by Vogue. This is a seriously beautiful dress, and it actually is like a very like seriously heavy sewing project in my mind. It calls for an underlining, a lining, like the whole 9 yards. I have my computer right here so I can kind of look at the notes on the pattern and talk with you guys. But the fabrics that this dress calls for are brocade, linen, shantung, tweed, and wool crepe. These are some like seriously nice fabrics. This is definitely more formal than anything I will be making up for this holiday season, if I, do end up making something up. But I just couldn't pass it up to put in this video. It's so beautiful. This dress almost looks fairy tale-ish to me. There's something about it. I think there's like everything about it. It looks like it could be some like if especially if it were longer full length, it would be a stunning gown, like just totally beautiful. So I had to put this one in here. This is probably the most formal of all the dresses that we'll look at today. So dress number 2 is also a Vogue pattern. These two dresses will be the only ones from the big four, and then we'll kind of flip over and look at some indie patterns. So this one is V 1981. It's very form-fitting, but I feel like having that ruching in the front there kind of would hide a lot of my sins if I were to make this dress. I could see wearing this dress just because of all the fabric folds in the front would make me feel a little less like body conscious about the whole thing. But I do love this dress, and I love it in the red. It's so beautiful. I'm not sure if I would make it in that red for me, maybe in a darker green. And I actually do have a sort of a darkish forest green stretch velvet that I'm kind of really tempted to make this up. But then I'm like, do I have anywhere to wear it? And it's like, when has that ever stopped me before? So let's look at some of the fabrics that this pattern calls for. Two-way stretch knits, of course, and it specifies 50% cross-grain stretch. And specifically, they say matte jersey, rayon spandex, and stretch velvet. So this could be something that I might make. I am not sure. I'll share it with you guys if I decide to make it. And the next two dresses are from Closet Core. I haven't made any of their patterns yet. I do have a couple on my radar that I'm thinking about purchasing. But as of yet, I haven't made any of their patterns, but I do hear good things. So the first dress is the Pauline, and this one's actually maybe rivals that first Vogue one as far as elegance and formalness. It's pretty formal. It's very fancy. I really love this dress, and let's see what fabrics that they call for. So you could choose fabrics that would give a more structured shape to this dress, such as light to medium weight wovens, linen, poplin, seersucker, broadcloth, sateen, chambray, or cotton shirtings. Or you could go for a softer effect and use a rayon challis, viscose, tencel, cotton voile, or silk. So that gives you a nice broad choice if you were going to make this. I personally, if I were going to make this dress, I probably would go for the more structured look. I think that would kind of really help give it some of this body that to me makes this dress. What would you guys choose for fabric if you were going to make this dress? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Also, let me know if any of you have ever made any of these dresses. I would love to know. And what was your experience? Did you make them for a special occasion or just because you maybe you happen to have that perfect fabric for this dress. So just made it. And the next closet core pattern is the Elodie wrap dress. This one comes in two lengths, and this is one of those that I mentioned could be made very casual or very dressy. It all depends on one, which fabric you choose, and two, the length of dress that you chose. I love this dress, and I want to say that Michelle over at Michelle Sews Again recently made the Elodie. I'd have to look back at her channel, but it seems like I remember somebody talking about this pattern and they really liked it. And I'm thinking it was Michelle. Anyway, this is really pretty. I like it. I've never made a wrap dress. I've made a wrap skirt. So this could be fun just to have that experience of making a wrap dress. And the fabrics that they call for on this are light to medium weight wovens like linen, poplin, batiste, voile, and chambray that give it a more casual feel. And you could also choose a drapey woven like silk, viscose, tencel, or rayon challis for an elegant or more fluid drapey effect. So that also gives you a wide range of options. And just like I mentioned, you could make it a little bit more casual, fun, everyday kind of wear, or very fancy. The next dress is from True Bias. It's the Laura dress. And with a lot of these dresses, there are several variations. I'm kind of showing on my pictures like the most formal or dressiest of the options since it's intended to be a holiday dress. But maybe I should also be showing some of the variations in case you're interested in the pattern. You can see what all it has to offer. So this is another one of those dresses with those kind of poofy sleeves, and I'm starting to wonder if that's like maybe a trend right now. I'm not one to follow trends too much. I kind of just make what catches my eye or what I know I'll look good in, what fits my body, and what I want to actually sew. And what makes me feel comfortable wearing. So this one comes with several length variations and shoulder sleeve options. So the most formal one is the one I'm showing now. This is the one that I thought would probably be like the dressiest for a holiday type event. But looking at some of the other options, they also have a shorter version, which this could also be a holiday dress. And I'm thinking maybe to an office party or something like that, or an after work type of thing, you might choose something like this with that shorter length. And then this dress also comes with a sleeveless, just with straps. I love this sleeveless version, and I feel like that would be a perfect summer dress, especially if you made the shorter length. I'm kind of tempted to get this pattern, but I'll hold off for now. I have made one True Bias pattern in the past. It was last year, I think it was 22, and it was the Shelby dress. I loved it, no problems making it. It was a good pattern. So I would like to make another True Bias pattern. And this one's kind of calling to me, but not right now. And the sixth dress is by Style Arc. It's called Philomena. It's a woven dress. And this one kind of reminds me a little bit of the Elodie. You could make it a little bit more casual or really dress it up. Let's see what they call for fabrics. They're calling for silk, rayon, crepe, or viscose. And yeah, I think that there's not really a whole lot to say about this one. This is kind of the dress I would wear to maybe like a family gathering because we're not like very formal at any of my family gatherings. So this could fit right in. And for the seventh and last dress, I've kind of chosen like save the best for last, so to speak. And just a little preface, I don't imagine that I would ever make this dress for myself. I might, but it seems like it's more of like a younger person's dress, but it's so beautiful. I could not put it in here because a lot of you watching might be younger and it could be perfect for you. Or you might be my age and be like, I don't care, I'm going to make it anyway. It's beautiful. I'm going to share it with you now. This is the Ellie and Mac Magical Twirl dress. Isn't this just beautiful? And I mentioned the other dress that looked like a fairy tale dress. This is a fairy tale dress. I just love it. I love it in this whitish cream colored fabric that the model's wearing, but it also has variations. I'm going to pop another picture up here of all the variations that you can make with this dress. And some of them even come with shoulder straps. So if you're like me and you don't like the thought of wearing a strapless bra because of the comfort level, there's always the option to make one with shoulder straps. And I'll kind of flip through some of the pictures here to share some of the options that they have put on their website of the variations. So with this one, she is wearing the one with the shoulder straps. I'm not fond of the fabric combinations on this, but I guess it does look very Christmassy. What can you say? Now, this version here seems like it could be more of an everyday wear type of dress. It does have the shoulder straps. I think it's cute with the solid like black and then the black and white polka dots. That's really cute. And here's another option where it's a little more casual and it doesn't quite have that like fairy tale holiday look about it, but it's still a really pretty dress. I love the colors and the fabric on this one. And here's another interesting combination of fabric choices. I like that. I don't think it's something that I would wear myself, but I do like it. And one last one, there are a bunch more pictures of variations on this dress, but just to kind of like wrap it up, here is another option with some more like everyday type of fabric that looks really pretty. So it is a pretty versatile dress, but the thing that caught my eye was that wintry white, like faux fur type of deal that first picture. I'll put it back up. I just love it. It was like, oh, I just want to dress like that and look like that, but probably will not happen. It doesn't matter. It's nice to dream. So those are just a handful of patterns that kind of got me thinking about holiday sewing and sewing a pretty dress to wear to your holiday gatherings. Do you guys make holiday dresses? Let me know. I'm wondering how many of us actually do make special dresses for the holiday season. I'd love to hear your experiences. Do you do that every year, once in a while? Maybe only those years that you have a particular get together that you want to look extra special? Let me know. I'd love to hear. I, to be honest, typically do not. I'll tend to make clothes. Like if I'm talking about making clothes for a special occasion, it's usually like clothes to travel with or the dress that I made for my grade school reunion back in September, things like that. But for the holidays, I typically don't. Not that I wouldn't, it's just that we usually don't. My family usually doesn't get that dressy for the holidays. But I love the idea of it. So let me know what your experience is with that. Would love to hear. And that about wraps it up for today. I feel like I could probably show you guys like 10 or 15 more patterns, but I don't want to bore you to tears. So we'll kind of keep it short and sweet. And I hope that you will come back next week. I hope to have an update on the cargo pants for you. That's my plan to do this weekend. If that should fail and the weekend gets too busy or I don't get as much done as I had planned, I have kind of a fallback to share with you guys. And I am going to share this with you guys either way, whether it's next week or further out. I recently got a used copy of this book called A Stylish Guide to Classic Sewing. And I got this on Amazon for a really good price. And it's a really charming book. And I thought this would be really fun to do a book review on. Let's see, when was this published? 2019. So it's pretty recent, fair, not too terribly old, but it's still readily available. You probably get it still new on Amazon or maybe in a bookstore, probably online though. And there's also a lot of used copies from what I saw. So I thought this could be fun to share. And there's even a pattern in the back. I did notice that a lot of the reviewers who ordered used copies said that the pattern was missing. So I made sure to choose one that was rated as like new to make sure that I would get the pattern in there. But enough about this. I will show this in detail to you guys in a coming video. And that's about it for today. I hope you're having a great weekend. Let me know what you're up to this weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.